not multiverse jumping, but straight up being canon. As we got a brand new report recently that all the Defenders are returning, like all of them, same actors and everything. So
This is potentially a good or bad thing. Well,
yeah,
mostly on the Iron Fist end. So
yeah,
yeah, hopefully they ignore the ending because like I don't know why you'd want Danny Rand running around with guns or golden guns, I guess,
right.
just just shooting up the place.
Like I get
Um,
it, they did that in the comics, but that's more of an Orson Randall thing, not a
yeah,
Iron Fist like Danny thing.
yeah,
So even though he's toyed around with the ideas, it's not like very prominent. And I think Iron Fist is
yeah,
going to get a complete revamp. Like you're not even going to recognize it as the same character. They're going to go
yeah,
completely different. He's going to get the
mm,
suit.
mm,
He's going to have the powers. He's going to actually have a proper mask and everything. Like you got to get away from that version.
yeah. Yeah, it's like I just for the defenders, it's just like it's like I don't know how they would like introduce it because most people for better force for the defenders, they technically know it from like Iron Fist and Luke Cage
hmm
primarily, where like they're technically the ones that set it up. And that
Right.
you see like Daredevil and all this other stuff. So if they're gonna bring them back, I wonder like how are they gonna do it this time, or if they're gonna ever reference the last time that they were together. So
Remember that giant hole in the middle of New York City that nobody's talked about? Yeah, that was a thing. And
yeah,
also a giant school filled with red ninjas in the middle of New York in like a playground.
yeah.
There they are.
It was like, well, why didn't you help? And I was like, well, I didn't get paid for it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stick my neck out for something because that's something Luke Cage would do. He's like, well, unless it comes to my neighborhood, I ain't gonna be bothered too much about it.
That's, I think, pretty much how they're going to explain where he was, being like, hey, why didn't you help us when the aliens invaded? He's like, you're like 10 blocks that way. And also, it's not in Harlem, so I don't care. It's
Yeah,
like, all right.
so I
Danny,
know.
where were you? Uh, in Asia? Random place, pick one. It's just sure,
Yeah,
whatever. Maybe he went to Madripoor. There you go. Make that connection.
probably,
He went to Madripoor.
probably. It's like because for me, it's like I don't. I just want the characters to be like in essence be who they are or who they would be interacting with each other and not
hmm
trying to be an adaptation of those characters in a world where you had some pretty good iterations of some other characters interacting with each other. And in this current world of 616, it's getting to the point to where it's on the verge of being the same as the comics, to where
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you're in New York, pretty much almost nothing bothers you at this particular time. Oh, you see some mole monsters running around. Okay, as long as I'm out of this area, i
Right.
can i can film with whatever I can film and take pictures of whatever superheroes right there. And then or Loki's coming in with some frost giants. As long as I don't piss him off, he ain't gonna do nothing to me, so
Right,
I
yeah.
can just keep it walking.
I like the idea that in this ongoing universe we got now, all these characters are returning. But you know who's not returning? And you're not here to defend them, Mitch? The Eternals! Where are you at, Mitch and Ricardo? Where are you at?
It's just like because we already like we'll talk about. I don't know if it's in a member's topic, but we'll talk about like the whole plan for the future of the MCU
Oh yeah.
and why it's not Eternals or Inhumans anymore.
Yeah, we're
So
gonna talk about that in the main discussion, but also part of a bonus topic, which
yeah, so
if you look at this whole thing that I'm trying to see here, the bigger picture, we're getting to the point where the MCU is so stuffed that the writers are gonna have a hard time, and you're getting to the point where you're like, hold up, now it's actually valid. Remember when like
mm,
Iron Man 3 hit? People are
yeah,
like, well, why doesn't Tony Stark just show up? Now you're literally like, if something happens in New York, why isn't half the MCU showing up? You know, like
Well, the obvious reason, or for the comic reason, is because everyone assumes that another superhero is going to deal with it, and then
yep.
when they don't deal with it, they're like, "Oh, my bad."
And the real reason, money.
Yeah, it's like because they have that. It's like the real reason is money, but the in universe reason and the comic reason for it, which is pretty funny, is that since there's so many superheroes in New York City, they assume that some other superhero will get to it
Yeah.
eventually, and most oftentimes it doesn't happen. It's usually saying, "Oh,
I
that's my bad."
can't remember what event it was in like the last few years where there's a giant, like, monsters are attacking New York City. And in one of the issues, Spider-Man literally swings by. He goes, I got my own issues to deal with. And then you see it from his point
Yeah,
of view. He's like, sorry, guys, you can't help me with my situation either. I was like, okay, that's pretty funny, you know? So, like, they're
yeah,
going to have to get to that point where Spider-Man's like, I got to fight the Sinister Six. I'm sorry, I can't help with this. And they're just like, all right, Peter, you go possibly die. It's cool, you know? Like,
yeah.
sure.
That's what it is sometimes, and it is pretty funny when that happens to where it's like, well, I would love to help, but I have this other pressing situation, probably world ending status to deal with right now, and I just can't do that. You'd have some other, heroes come with you, and because it gets to the point to where, um you can see some writers do explain on this to where how certain heroes are more favorably received than others
Right.
because they get to those problems more than some
See,
other heroes.
that's what they're gonna do with Daredevil, right? Bringing in the
Yeah,
Defenders. They're gonna be like, "Where were you during the battle of the Endgame battle and Infinity War?" And he's gonna be like, "So I live 3 blocks that way, and it takes me 48 minutes to jump across these buildings. By the time I got there, you guys were gone, and then I
yeah,
got punched in the rib, and well, I'm laid out for three
yeah,
weeks per
yeah, yeah.
Daredevil canon." So
Yeah, because essentially it's like I'm not Spider-Man. I can't get here in like 10 minutes.
right, like they got a way to explain all this, which is fine. I'm excited to see what the Defenders do when they show
Yeah,
back up. I'm just hoping that go more comic accurate. And yes, I am saying Jessica Jones gets the jewel suit. I don't care. I don't care.
I mean, is there still is why is this so like I know the pretense is behind the suit. This is like they don't want her wearing it at all.
I that was apparently always the thing, but that was more Marvel TV. And you know, Kevin Feige's
Yeah,
gonna be like, boy, you guys. The whole reason we got the Jessica Jones we did is because
yeah,
she's more TV friendly.
yeah,
But with a bigger budget, you can make her fly and leap more and have
yeah,
super strength, which she does, but they barely show it. So it's
yeah,
like, I think the MCU will do it.
yeah, yeah. They would. So it's just
So, yeah. Anything else before we get to our main topic?
not much from defender side. Just hope that they can get them I guess more comic adapty
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
for what they want to potentially use them in the future.
Agreed. 100% agree. Well, everybody, thank you for watching that video. And as always, you can like, subscribe, share, do whatever you will. Check out the recommended video that's popped up somewhere on the screen. And also, if you would like additional content, including more discussions and more unfiltered content, check out what we offer to the members section, which has new videos going up all the time.